Okay, so now we have all our information, but what are we going to do with it? Now this section offers some advice on structuring your response. So really, we can't emphasize enough the importance of planning your essay out before you start writing. It'll give your essay a coherent structure and a sense of direction. So make sure your information flows in a coherent and understandable fashion. So if you take the Pompeii example, don't jump from temples to gladiators and votive figurines, then back to temples again. Now, your marker will likely have 80 or so essays to read through, so make sure their life is a little easier by clearly stating that what your essay will be about in the introduction. And leave time for editing. I know it's really tempting to leave things to the last minute. I know I still do it. But it's amazing the perspective that you get after leaving an essay alone for a day or two. And write a couple of drafts if you need to, and leave it alone for a day, 2 days, 3 days, however much time you need. Then come back to it. You'll be amazed what you pick up, and your essay will improve because of it. Then another tip is to print your essay out and edit it, and edit the hard copy. It's amazing how much you see on paper that you can't see on your computer screen. And yeah, another good tool is to read your essay aloud. So if it doesn't make sense when you're speaking it, it won't make sense to a marker when he's reading it. So edit it until it does make sense. Okay. Now, for example, take this introduction we have here. It's not a perfect introduction, but it does have several strong points. Now let's think about the sample question of Pompeii. In this introduction, the student's clearly identifying the aspect of the question they're answering, namely the religion and the entertainment. And they've provided the main source evidence that they will be utilizing in their essay, which is temples, figurines, the amphitheater, and graffiti. And the introduction concludes with a broader statement of the significance. Now, from this, the body of the essay should first go on to talk about religion, then about entertainment. So keep your structure sound. And keep the introductions and conclusions short, about 10 to 15% of your word count. So the words are valuable, so don't waste them. Okay. Now, when you come to the body paragraphs of your essay, always remember to think sexy. Make sure each paragraph is self-contained in terms of ideas and evidence, so only one idea per paragraph. So you need to state what the paragraph is going to be about in the first sentence, your topic sentence. Then you need to develop your idea further and provide ancient evidence to illustrate your case. And don't rely on modern works. Talk about the evidence yourself and include it in the body of your paragraph. And explain why the evidence is conclusive in your opinion, and why the point is relevant to the wider essay question. For instance, the discovery of an Italian figurine in Pompeii illustrates trade and contact with the East, and that religion in Pompeii could be influenced from abroad. So, when you look back on your essay and when you're editing it, you always want to say to yourself, man, that is one sexy paragraph. I always play for a cheap laugh. Excellent. Make sure you're developing your argument at all times, and that it's relevant to the question. It's so easy to get distracted by interesting ideas or pieces of evidence, particularly in the sample question of Pompeii. It can be so easy to go off on tangents because there's just so much evidence. But you need to say as much as you can in a small word count, so it's best just to keep on the question. So be mindful that you're not, and also be mindful that you're not just summarizing the work of others. It's a common pitfall. We've all done it once. I've probably done it more than once. But yeah, decide where you stand in relation to the question and what you want to prove. Now, you don't have to be forceful or aggressive. If the evidence is inconclusive, you can just say that it's inconclusive. Make sure that you use primary evidence, though, to illustrate your point. Markers welcome all sorts of ideas so long as you can support them with evidence. Now, an essay that engages in critical analysis and that actively agrees or disagrees with other scholars shows a high level of thinking than an essay that just summarizes other people. Remember, you're in training as an ancient historian, so get involved with the debate as much as you can. So, coming to that, here are two examples of an essay answer. Which one do you guys think is better? Anyone? B. Who said B? Why do you think B is better?
I think that's with blog.
Okay.
That doesn't sound very academic.
Well, yeah, you are right. A is only summarizing what the scholar blogs has said, and in answer B, the student is showing that they're developing their own voice and they're engaging with blogs. They're using detailed ancient evidence to evaluate him. So yes, you're right. B is the better response in this instance.